Hey everyone, welcome. C to the V. This is a brand new podcast, How to Land Six-Figure Offers in 90 Days. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and just giving you a broad overview of what is in this brand new podcast that I'm launching. And the whole goal of this podcast is to change your life. And I'm going to give you a little history. This is not just for you. I'm making this from the heart for my kids when they become old enough to land six plus figures. Maybe they're artists. I know everybody, I think everybody is an artist in some way, right? It's people, whether you're designing your own home, your own apartment, your own cardboard box, your own car, everybody's an artist in some way, right? My wife does lights and LED lighting for a job, and she's also helps design our own house, right? That's her art. She probably doesn't think of herself as an artist, but she is. And I was just out walking the golf course. Playing golf is an art, right? There's an art to everything. Hitting it down the middle every time, trying to get it under the par four, etc. That's an arts. That's a skill, and I believe everybody has some kind of artistic twist to them, and that's my whole goal is to help artists go from six to seven figures. Now, you might feel like maybe if you're working at Starbucks that six figure a year seems like a steep tall order. Maybe you're making minimum wage or 20 bucks an hour or whatever you're making right now. I believe 90% of the people in America live paycheck to paycheck, maybe even more than that. Maybe 99% of people live paycheck to paycheck. I live paycheck to paycheck and I still make over six figures. So, but I want to show you, and I've helped my mentor and I, not really me, but my mentor has helped over 300 students land six-figure offers in 90 days or less. And I have now taken that and simplified it. I went and did it myself, and I've done it for multiple contracts. And I want to teach you how to fish, how to land six to seven figure offers in 90 days or less. Now, this whole podcast is going to change. It's not all going to be about that, but I do want to show you how to do that. And my goal is to help you immensely right out the gate. So the first thing I have for you is how to find your passion. You may be uncertain about what you want to do. And I think that might be causing you some grief or some uncertainty. And the reason why you are waffly or not motivated is because you don't know what to do, right? What do I do first? What do I do second? What do I do third? Sometimes you go to these conventions with like Tony Robbins and you're pumped and you're all excited. You're walking on fire, right? I'm walking on fire. And then you get home and you hit a brick wall. Now, you get jazzed at these conventions and you think, wow, this is awesome. This is amazing. 10x, right? I'm hitting 10x. But then you go, what do I do? I got 50 things I wrote down from this convention and I don't know what to do first. I don't know what to do second. And look, if you really knew what to do, you just go do it, right? So I believe that your hesitation or motivation or lack of motivation is due to not knowing or not picking a single action, right? If it were me, I'd circle the one thing that I think will move the needle for you. And now this is your first practice. And one is you should start following this and follow the episodes because each episode I'm going to be dropping gold on you today. But let's talk about your passion and how to find your passion. Now, this might not be for you. This may be for your kids. I'm making this partially for my kids for the future, for my legacy. It's not about me at all. And what this is about is helping other people get to the next level. Now, what's that going to take? That's going to take figuring out what you enjoy doing. And there's a lot of questions. I believe if you ask the right questions, you'll get to the right answers. So I've made a questionnaire on my website, worldclassmedia.com. That's my company. And I made a questionnaire that has probably around 80 questions. Now I got a lot of these from other people like Grant Cardone and Jim Rohn and others who have inspired me to make this questionnaire. But the whole goal is to find out what you have always wanted to do, really, probably since you were a kid. And if you think about that, what have I always wanted to do since I was a kid and I never did? Or what if I had all the money in the world, what would I go do? Right? Think about that. Also, it's going to show you what direction you want to go in and what will energize you because there'll be this endless well, this deep well of water or of energy that I believe you can tap into that will propel you in a certain direction. I just started making music And all of a sudden I had all this energy around music, right? I've never made music before. I've never had a music lesson in my life. Started taking my kids to music lessons, and man, it just ignited something in me that was there before. So I want you to think about this. Think about what is your passion, and if you're uncertain, I want you to go through these questions. And if this is for somebody else, maybe your kids, I think if kids find their passion, then they'll start going in the right direction. Now, another note on this subject is sometimes your biggest flaw may be your biggest asset. For example, my son's a gamer. He loves computers. He loves gaming with his friends. He loves chatting. Ever since he was a baby, he was super social. He'd go sit down, like we were going to 4th of July fireworks, and we lay down our blankets and everything to watch the fireworks. And he goes and sits with another family and makes friends instantly. My daughter, however, is very introverted. She doesn't leave. She doesn't go hang out with other people. She doesn't like to. I tell her, hey, go ask the girl at Starbucks for some silverware. And she wouldn't even do that. She was so shy. She doesn't want to go ask anybody for anything. So your biggest flaw, and sometimes my son, he can get loud, he can get rowdy, but maybe he's great at sales. Like maybe because he has that natural ability to make friends and to reach out and go hang out with other people, maybe he'd be great at sales, right? Or maybe because he loves video games, maybe he can go. I know some video game people who've sold their companies for millions and millions of dollars. Maybe he can make his own game company. So your biggest flaw, playing video games or whatever you like to do, could be your biggest asset. Maybe you're introverted, but my daughter is excellent at following rules and at straight A student. You know, she makes A's on every assignment. And, you know, maybe her ability to color inside the lines is going to help her become a project manager and actually get things done and check boxes that I would normally not check or be too overly excited to bypass. You know what I mean? Not do the little things that would probably make a manager or a boss happy. So, you know, I've been let go from companies in the past, and because I've been just not the right fit. It happens. I believe everybody has around a 5-year employment cycle, right? I think if you're at a company for more than 5 years, you're in the minority. And so I want you to think about that. Life gets in the way, you know, don't sweat it. But I also want to teach you how to land 6-figure offers. And I believe if you find the niche, the energy that ignites your passion, you can start figuring out what to start going for. And that's step number 1, right? And also, you know, the other thing is you shouldn't think about only doing what you're passionate about, because, you know, if I had the chance, I'd be going and make movies all day. And I've never made a film in my life, and I'd probably fail at it. But if you go about it, hey, if I get a job where I can make 6 figures immediately and maybe learn filmmaking on the side, I could then make a movie eventually and learn enough about the subject to do a decent job and to actually make a living at it and make 6+ figures doing that. So what I'm saying is you have to do what you hate until you can delegate, right? Until you can make money first, get stable, make that 6-figure income, and then you will be able to land and start being able to create. Like when you're getting bill collectors and people calling you every 5 seconds, you get upset by things and you're not in the right frame of mind. You know what I'm talking about here? It's you got to be in the right frame of mind to create every single day. Now, creating is the greatest joy there is in life, right? And we should go create every single day. But you have to be in the right mindset, right? You have to get yourself, start doodling on a piece of paper or something. Then you can start creating. Then you can start drawing. That's point number 1. Now, I'm going to drop some bombs here at the end of this episode. And it always comes straight from the heart. But and I'm going to leave a link to those questions, because if you ask the right questions, you'll find your passion, right? And what I'm going to leave you with is something very important that I've noticed. When you find your goal, or you find your passion, or you set your goal, like I started doing this thing. I'll give you an example and a story. I started doing the Elon Musk challenge. And what's the Elon Musk challenge? It's something that I created when I saw his quote that said, take your 10-year goal, try and get it done in 6 months, and you'll be way further had you not done anything. And I was like, whoa, that sounds like a challenge. So I'm going to do it. So what's my 10-year goal? I'm going to make 100 songs. Now, problem is I suck at singing. I've never had a music lesson in my life. And, I sound like a cat in a blender, right? And, but I'm pretty good at making music. I've done remixes and I've done stuff like that. So I'm just going to do it. I have a goal to make 10 albums and I'm just going to go do it. Right. And my goal is to make each song better than the last one. So I started to do that. Now, what happens when you take a huge goal like that, a 10-year goal, and you start going towards it? You basically, not only do you 10x the goal, but you 10x your emotion and your pain and your suffering increases also. Now, so it's kind of like when your goals increase, the barriers increase, and also the dark clouds increase, right? Your uncertainty, the clouds will come in. Now, I want you to, this is probably the most important thing. I want you to expect and to predict that you are going to have dark clouds come in, especially when you start going for your goals, because you're pushing through something. You're going through a barrier. And when you increase your goals 10x, your problems, they say more money, more problems, right? But it's also more you're 10xing, you're also 10xing your emotions. You're 10xing the feelings, the depression, everything that'll come in, your uncertainty. The clouds will come and you'll go through storms. And you're pushing through something. And I want you to realize this and predict it, because it's going to happen to you, just like it happens to me. I'm pushing through it and I just make another song. I'm at 15, 17 songs now. I got about 30,000 plays on Spotify. Woohoo, right? I'm just starting. I'm not good yet, but I'm getting there. And I think you'll follow my journey and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm being vulnerable. And I want to make this podcast different than everybody else's. In fact, I just put up my new song and my new cover, etc. I think you'll really like it. And I'm going to launch new songs in here for you all to give me a scale of 1 to 10, listen to it 5 or 10 times and tell me what you think I can improve on. Nobody's perfect, right? We've all had cavities, but my goal is to get better every single time. Like, I think Oprah didn't just come out and have millions of followers. She started like carrying coffee or something on day one. So everybody's got to start somewhere, right? But I want you to expect, when you increase your goals, you also increase your emotions and you attract things. You become more attractive, not just good things, but bad things, right? Bad things will become attracted to you. When you become cause, you become a go-getter, you're going to hit the wall. You're going to hit multiple walls. And I want you to expect that, so that they're not such a big deal to you. Like, this is part of going for that goal, right? But that's part of life. It's like, imagine you have a football team with only one side, right? They get the ball, and you can just walk it all the way down the field and make a touchdown. It's worthless, right? Think about it. You got to have opposition. You got to have barriers. You got to have things you overcome in order to enjoy it. And you got to savor the feelings of life, even the good and the bad ones. So you can't really tell the good ones from the bad ones if you don't savor them all. So I want you to think about that and expect it on this journey with me, because I want you to take your 10-year goal, whether it's to become a millionaire 6 months or a billionaire eventually, but I want you to take a more realistic goal, something like become a millionaire in 6 months, which I think anybody could probably really do. Like, watch that show, Undercover Millionaire, or where they have to create $1 million business in 90 days and get it valued at $1 million. I think it's totally possible. I think anybody can do that. And you have to get in the right mindset. You have to get that mindset. Anything you can see, you can be, right? Anything you can take, you can make. Think about that. You can take a car, you could steal a car. You could make a car if you wanted to. You could take parts from one car and twist it and turn it into another car. Anything you can take, you can make. Anything you can see, you can be. Yes, you can't go be, alter your skin color or something like that, right? There are limitations to this. I'm not being stupid about it, but I'm just saying you can do a lot more than you think you can. And you have to get your mindset around that. Hey, I can land 6 figures in 90 days, and I can go from 6 to 7 figures in 90 days, and I could create a $1 million business in 90 days. If I wanted to, I could do that. And you are going to, when you increase your problems or you increase your goals, you're going to increase your problems and you're going to increase your emotions. And it's going to get tough for you. Like Elon Musk was saying, he slept on floors, he laughed, he cried. You know, you're going to go through all that, especially as an entrepreneur. I don't recommend jumping out of a plane without a parachute because you're gonna hit the ground, right? Point I'm saying is that you have to expect emotions. You have to expect different flavors of, barriers, limitations, and they're going to increase as your goals increase, as your money increases, as your revenue increases. All those are going to increase. You're probably going to get sued. I got sued. Guy wanted 30 million or something. I won. Didn't go through. It was a car accident. Sideswiped me. Guy sideswiped me. I turned right too quickly. He hit the side of my car. Then he tried to sue me for lots of money. So it goes. That's what happens when you're a go-getter, right? He got out of the car. He saw a beautiful Mercedes. He thought, oh, this guy's got money. I'm going to sue him. And it's so funny because I got pictures of him on his cell phone and stuff, and he's chatting away, kind of smiling. And then, next day he's wearing a neck brace and all these things after he talked to his lawyer. So anyways, these things will happen, right? I want you to be ready for them. I want you to think about, how can I have huge problems, right? I want to go to Congress and I want them to be interviewing me like, why did you do this? Like Zuckerberg on Facebook. How did you create this platform that's taken over the world, right? I want you to think about that. Think about, how do I increase my problems? How do I get some nice, big, juicy problems? And twist your thinking about that. Disagree and go free. I hope you like this podcast, and I welcome you to it. Click the link below to do your passion questionnaire. It's totally free, 100% free. Check it out. My goal is to get you hooked. So thanks for watching.